In the heart of a city constantly reinventing itself, amidst the clang of steel and the roar of machinery, Marcus M.J. Jones toiled. Dust-caked and sweat-soaked, he was a familiar figure on the construction sites that dotted the urban landscape. In his early 20s, MJ possessed a quiet strength, a resilience forged in the fires of a working-class upbringing. His single mother, a beacon of unwavering determination, had instilled in him the profound value of hard work and integrity. He had left college prematurely, not out of a lack of ambition, but out of a deep-seated need to support his family, taking on the physically demanding, often thankless, job of a construction worker. His days were long, beginning before dawn and ending long after dusk, each muscle-aching hour a testament to his commitment. Yet, the physical strain was often overshadowed by a different kind of burden, the relentless mockery of his friends. These were the boys he had grown up with, shared secrets and dreams with, but who had chosen different paths. Some had fallen into less reputable ventures, drawn by the allure of quick money. Others had simply opted for careers that spared them the sun's harsh glare and the biting cold of winter mornings. They would often find him during his lunch break or after work, their expensive sneakers pristine against his mud-caked boots, their laughter echoing with a condescending edge. "Still playing in the dirt, MJ?" one would quip, flashing a wad of cash. "There are easier ways to get rich, man. Come join us, you're wasting your talent." Another would chime in, "Look at him, building other people's dreams while his own gathered dust." The sting of their words was undeniable, pricked at his pride, at his resolve. They painted his honest labor as a sign of failure, a mark of being stuck. They tempted him with promises of fast cars, designer clothes, and a life of leisure, all seemingly within easy reach if only he would abandon the grueling path he had chosen. But MJ's resolve was not easily broken. He saw through the superficial glitter of their offers, understanding the hidden costs that came with such shortcuts. His mother's sacrifices, the countless hours she had poured into raising him, were a constant reminder of the integrity he needed to uphold. He carried within him a clear, unwavering vision for the future. A stable, comfortable life for his mother, a home of his own, a reliable car, and eventually, a family built on the same solid foundations he laid every day on the construction site. The mockery, instead of deterring him, only strengthened his resolve. It became a silent fuel, igniting a deeper fire within him. He would prove them wrong, not with words, but with actions, with the tangible fruits of his unwavering dedication. The dust and sweat were not marks of shame, but badges of honor, each speck a testament to the foundation he was meticulously building for his own dreams. While his friends flaunted their newfound, often ill-gotten, gains, Marcus adopted a different strategy, the silent saver. Every dollar earned from his backbreaking work was meticulously accounted for. He lived frugally, eschewing the latest gadgets, trendy clothes, and nights out that captivated his peers. His meals were simple, his clothes practical, and his entertainment often consisted of quiet evenings at home with his mother, or hours spent poring over books from the local library. He wasn't just saving, he was learning. In his spare time, after long shifts, he devoured information on personal finance, investments, and real estate, understanding that true wealth was built not on fleeting pleasures, but on solid, informed decisions. His discipline was unwavering, a testament to the future he envisioned. He volunteered for extra shifts, working weekends and holidays, pushing his body to its limits. The exhaustion was often profound, but the growing numbers in his savings account were a powerful antidote. His friends, however, saw only his absence from their social circles. "Still working, MJ? Don't you ever have any fun?" They taunt, their voices laced with a mixture of pity and disdain. "You're so boring, man. Always working, never living." They called him too serious, a stick in the mud, unable to enjoy the fruits of his youth. They couldn't comprehend his long-term vision, mistaking his prudence for poverty, his sacrifice for weakness. The gap between MJ and his old friends widened with each passing month. Their priorities diverged so sharply that conversations became strained, then superficial, and eventually almost non-existent. While they chased fleeting thrills and instant gratification, MJ was quietly building a foundation. He knew that the path he had chosen was lonely, but he also knew it was leading him somewhere real, somewhere sustainable. The sting of their words still lingered occasionally, a faint echo of doubt, but it was quickly drowned out by the steady rhythm of his own progress. He was not just saving money. He was investing in himself, in his future, in the promise he had made to his mother and to his own dreams. Each brick he laid on the construction site was a metaphor for the financial security he was meticulously constructing, a silent monument to his unwavering belief in the power of honest labor and delayed gratification. Years melted into a decade. The city skyline had transformed, new buildings piercing the heavens, many of them bearing the invisible mark of Marcus Jones's labor. His friends, now older, some still caught in the same cycles of fleeting gains and mounting debts, occasionally saw him, still working, still seemingly the same old MJ. They'd offer a nod, a brief, awkward exchange, their mockery having long since faded into a quiet, almost melancholic acceptance of his chosen path. They believed he was simply destined for a life of perpetual toil, a cog in the construction machine. Then came the day that shattered their assumptions. It began subtly, with whispers, then grew into a roar of disbelief. Marcus Jones, the man they had ridiculed for his dusty boots and frugal ways, had bought a house. Not just any house, but a beautiful, spacious home in a quiet, tree-lined neighborhood, the kind of place they had only ever dreamed of. The news spread like wildfire through their old circles. They couldn't reconcile the image of the tireless construction worker with the man who now owned such a significant piece of property. It was impossible, they thought. He must have gotten lucky, or worse, fallen into one of those quick schemes they had once peddled. But the truth was far more profound. One sunny afternoon, as MJ drove his mother to her new home, a reliable, comfortable sedan gliding smoothly through the streets, he passed by his old neighborhood. He saw some of his former friends gathered on a street corner, their faces etched with a mixture of shock and grudging admiration as they watched him. He pulled over, a calm smile on his face. "Hey, fellas," he greeted, his voice steady, devoid of any triumph or bitterness. He didn't need to say anything more. The gleaming car, the keys to the house in his pocket, the quiet confidence in his demeanor, they spoke volumes. Some averted their gaze, shame coloring their expressions. Others, like Jamal, who had been the most vocal in his taunts, stepped forward, a genuine, albeit stunned, smile breaking through. "MJ, man, I don't know what to say. We were wrong, bro. We were so wrong." Later that evening, in the living room of her new home, Marcus sat beside his mother. Her eyes, usually filled with the weariness of a lifetime of struggle, now shone with unspeakable pride and joy. He handed her the keys, a symbolic gesture of the life he had built for them both. "It's ours, Mama," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "Everything we ever dreamed of." She embraced him tightly, tears streaming down her face. "My son," she whispered, "you always knew. You always knew the true meaning of building." It was a moment of profound revelation, not just for his friends, but for MJ himself. He had not only achieved his dreams, but had done so with integrity, proving that the quiet path of perseverance could lead to the most resounding victories. Marcus Jones, now comfortably settled in his new home with his mother, could have easily rested on his laurels. He had achieved the tangible markers of success he had once only dreamed of: a beautiful house, a reliable car, and the financial security that had eluded his family for so long. But MJ was not one to stand still. The years of meticulous saving and disciplined work had not only accumulated wealth but also invaluable experience and a deep understanding of the construction industry. He saw an opportunity, not just for himself, but for his community. He took the plunge, using a portion of his savings to start his own small construction business, Jones and Sons Construction. The name was a nod to the legacy he hoped to build, a tribute to the values his mother had instilled in him. He started small, taking on renovation projects and smaller builds, always prioritizing quality and integrity. Crucially, he made it a point to employ men and women from his old neighborhood, offering them fair wages, training, and a chance to build a better future for themselves, just as he had. He remembered the sting of his friends' mockery, but also the genuine desire some of them had for a way out of their own struggles. He offered that way out, a hand up, not a handout. His business grew steadily, built on a reputation for honesty, hard work, and excellent craftsmanship. MJ became a respected figure, not just in his neighborhood, but across the city. He was a living testament to what perseverance, integrity, and a clear vision could achieve. He sponsored local youth sports teams, contributed to community development projects, and became a mentor to young men and women who saw in him a reflection of their own potential. He taught them that true success wasn't about quick money or flashy possessions, but about building something lasting, something that contributed to the well-being of others. Amidst this professional growth, MJ also found profound personal happiness. He met Aisha, a kind and intelligent woman who shared his values and understood the depth of his journey. Their love blossomed, rooted in mutual respect and shared dreams. They married, and soon, their home was filled with the laughter of children. MJ had built not just a house, but a home, a family, and a legacy that extended far beyond the bricks and mortar of his construction projects. He had proven that the path of hard work, though often lonely and challenging, ultimately led to the most fulfilling rewards. Years later, Marcus M.J. Jones stood on the porch of his beautiful home, watching his children play in the meticulously kept garden. The sun, setting in a blaze of orange and purple, cast long shadows across the lawn. Beside him, Aisha leaned her head on his shoulder, a contented sigh escaping her lips. His mother, now a proud grandmother, sat on the swing, a gentle smile gracing her face as she watched her grandchildren. MJ looked around, a profound sense of peace settling over him. The house, the car in the driveway, the thriving business, the loving family, these were all the tangible manifestations of the dreams he had held so tightly, even when others scoffed. He remembered the sting of his friends' mockery, the physical exhaustion, the lonely nights spent studying finance instead of partying. Every difficult step, every sacrifice, now seemed like a necessary brick in the grand structure of his life. He had not just bought a house. He had built a home, a sanctuary for his family. He had not just bought a car. He had secured reliable transportation, a symbol of freedom and opportunity. And he had not just made money. He had created a legacy, a business that provided for his family and uplifted his community. The true wealth, he realized, was not in the possessions themselves, but in the respect he had earned, the integrity he had maintained, and the lives he had touched. His journey was a testament to the enduring power of perseverance, the quiet strength of conviction, and the profound truth that sometimes the loudest statements are made in silence through consistent, unwavering effort. Marcus Jones, the builder, had not only realized his own dreams, but had also laid a foundation of hope and inspiration for countless others.